Okay, so I'm Miss Aria, and we're picking up with Miss Aria's Progression to Twinkle, which is a PDF that you can find on my website, generation4strings.com, and follow along with if you prefer. If not, you can just watch, and that's great too. So we're going to start with the bow song. This is a game for the children to hold their bow and while the teacher sings, and they're going to repeat back to you. So I'm going to sing the song. The teacher asks the question, the student answers. So it starts like this. Where is your bow? Here is my bow. Where is the tip? Here is the tip. Where is the stick? Here is the stick. Where is the grip? Here is the grip. Where is the frog? Here is the frog. Where is the end screw? Here is the end screw. Where is the silver clip? Here is the silver clip. Where is the horse hair? Don't touch the horse hair. So the end part is the children, and they get to yell at you. Yell or talk loudly. They love to do this, and it just makes it fun, and you can encourage them to shout, where is the horsehair? They might take it a little bit too far, and you can, bring it back from there. But it's fun for them to do this and to practice it, and they get to yell, and you get to be scared when you say, where is the horsehair? And then, okay, as they yell at you. But it's okay because then they remember not to touch the horsehair. So from there, we put our bow back down, and we normally sit on the ground, and then we do the bunny bow hold. Now, the bunny bow hold is with your right hand. Make sure you're doing it with your right hand, your writing hand if you're right-handed, or your bow hand. So what you do is you make a fist with your thumb in front, and you take your two middle fingers, go down your thumb, land on your thumbnail. And I talk about different bunnies. So I say, does a bunny look like this? And they say, no, Miss Aria. I said, that's right. And then I say, does a bunny look like this? And then they say, no, Miss Aria. And I said, that's right. A bunny looks like this. Okay, so we have our two little teeth, and they're sitting right on our thumbnail. It should cover your thumbnail. So then we have your bunny's chin, and I make them touch it. Make them touch their chin and feel the bunny's chin. It's kind of not soft. It's curved and rounded. So we have, this is your bunny's chin, bop, bop. From there, I talk about how you say yes with your head. Yes, Miss Aria. We don't go, yes, Miss Aria. Okay, so we're not bunny bashing. We're just nodding yes. So we have, this is your bunny's chin, bop, bop. This is your bunny's teeth, chop, chop. This is your bunny's nose, wiggle, wiggle. This is your bunny's ears, flop, flop. So we have bop, bop, wiggle, wiggle. I put it out of order, sorry. Pop, pop, wiggle, wiggle, chop, chop, flop, flop. We also talk about bunny bites. So you want to make sure they're nice, tiny little bunny bites. You don't want a bunny going, "Rah!" Bunnies can't do that. Okay, so we have bop, bop, wiggle, wiggle, chop, chop, flop, flop. 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 So if I were to do it with my left hand, which don't do, but if I were to do it with my left hand, I'm not as good. Actually, I can feel working pretty hard. So it's definitely a difficult skill to do, and it's good to practice the dexterity for the bunny bow hold. Practice that in the car, practice that as much as possible, get that going so you can feel flexible with your bow hand. The next is I talk about the importance of a curved thumb. It's not just because I said so. There's a reason behind it. And I really like to explain my reasons to children because so many times a parent or an adult says to them, because I said so. And I want them to know that there's a reason behind it. And most of the time there is a reason behind because I said so, but I explain it. So what I want them to do is I have them take their playing hand and put it on their bow arm, the forearm of their bow. Okay, I have them do spirit fingers, and you can probably see they can feel that. So from there, once they do spirit fingers, I know that they're set up for the rest of this. So then I tell them to to straighten their thumb and bring their first finger to their thumb and push. What do you feel? Second finger to thumb and push. What do you feel? Third finger and push. Fourth finger and push. Okay, now remember what you felt and curve your thumb this time. Bring your first finger and push. Your second finger and push. Your third finger and push. Your fourth finger and push. There should be a difference in what you feel. You should feel your muscles activating when you have a straight thumb. That creates tension in the arm, and tension can be felt in your music. If you are playing like this, it will be felt. And it's very important that you relax your body and have no tension when you play because it can be heard. I actually carry my tension in my jaw, and so I've had to practice chewing gum while playing, which I don't encourage you to do unless you have tension in your jaw when you play. So that is a good lesson for them to understand why we keep a bunny chin, a bunny bow hold. So the next one we're going to do, I believe it's on page 4 now, is open the gate. I'll instruct them to take their bow hand and put it on their violin elbow. And then I turn around. Because if you do this, they're going to do it opposite. So again, bow hand on violin elbow, then turn around. Okay? So we have open the gate in the morning. The children are coming to play. Close the gate in the morning. The children want to stay. Open the gate in the evening. The children want to go home. Close the gate in the evening. That's how you move your bow. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Some kids fuss and some kids frown. Some kids screech and some kids yelp. When their grown-up tries to help. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't fuss and I don't frown. I like to ask them, why do you think we did this game? Was it because we're cold? And they'll say no, and then I'll keep asking, and eventually they'll tell me it's because we're practicing how we move our bow arm. We're opening our gate and closing our gate. We're not flying away. So we have our open gate and closed gate. And I am about to run out of battery, so I will hopefully finish quickly. Now from there, we're going to put our bunny bow hold, remember this guy, on our bow. So we're going to point our bow tips towards our violin hand side, pick up our bow with our violin hand, and we're going to put our bunny chin on first, right outside the lip and the grip. Now, a lot of people do a beginning bow hold, but after my graduate degree, a very wise person told me to just go straight to the advanced bow hold because there's no reason for them to have to relearn it, and I agreed with that. So in between the lip and the grip, you can see my little grip has some tear on it from my thumbnail. So there we have that, and that's actually the only place where my thumb touches the horsehair because it gives you a little cushion, and it's also a good reference that your thumb is right underneath the stick. So make sure it's right underneath the stick in between the lip and the grip. Second finger is across from thumb, and you're listening for that knuckle. Okay, so right on the knuckle. third finger matches. So there's our bunny teeth, little bunny teeth. Make sure they're not flapping. Make sure they're not too tall. They're not like this, okay? Bunny teeth. Then pinky stands on his head behind the stick, and first finger sleeps. So here's our bow hold, okay? I also asked them, can they see through their bow hold? Yes, I can. Some people, I do this. This is much easier because when you have an instrument up, you can just put it to your violin eye and see. But for some reason, kids think it's really funny to do this, which is much harder to do. But you can still see become a unicorn. So either way, make sure they can see through their bow hold, okay? From here, we are going to do 5 little fingers. So we have 5 little fingers curved around your bow. Pinky dances on the stick, go, pinky, go. 2 middle fingers, 2 friends together, tapping, tapping, light as a feather. Leave a space for pointer, he wants to sleep all day. Wake him up, shake him up, now it's time to play. Thumb is standing on his head, and I bet you know where. Not in the frog's mouth, thumb and middle make a great pair. Now for them, it's really hard to do this horizontally, so you want their bow tips up when they try this out. And if they need help, violin hand can hold the end screw while they practice. Basically, it's making sure all your fingers are flexible enough to leave the stick if they need to. So I'm going to take a quick break and get my charger. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, next up after 5 little fingers is thumb power. So from here, I have them make me a nice bow hold the end screw, and we talk about thumb power. So we have thumb power, big, strong thumb. What can you do with your big, strong thumb? Rescue elephants stuck in trees. Squash tornadoes with one small squeeze. Thumb power, big, strong thumb. What can you do with your big, strong thumb? So I like to talk about just that you're not supposed to squeeze with your thumb. If your thumb is curved, it creates the fulcrum your bow needs to balance on. It's really the most important finger of your bow hand, because this is all you really need to hold the bow in the air. These are balancing, and this is our driver. So it's really important that they're not doing what I call a fox. No foxes. No bunnies. Okay. From there we have copycat and then up like a rocket. So copycat, everyone's bow is on the ground. Bow tips facing your violin side. And the teacher says, copycat, copycat, will you be my copycat? Pick your bow up carefully and fix your fingers if you please. Allow time for them to fix their fingers. Move your bow now here, now there. Keep the tips straight in the air. Never flop and never squeeze. Just watch the tip and be at ease. Now what I like to do in a group class is I make a little halo for them to go in and out of, and they have to try to go in and out of my halo 3 to 5 times, depending on how big your group class is, without touching. So if they touch, it's kind of like operation. I'll go beep and let them know that they touched. And the kids that don't get any beeps get applause at the end. Okay, so that's a great way to do that. And whenever you're doing bow tips in the air, you should make sure that their bow hair is pointed at their nose and their bow tip is straight. So the last one is up like a rocket. And what I do is I ask them what color M&M they want, and I go around to each child and I give them the color M&M they want, and I put it on their bow. So mine's going to be green. So here's my green M&M. A lot of kids ask for rainbows. Haven's awake. Make sure they have a nice bow hold, and you sing, up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train, round and round like a great big sun, land on your hand, curved pinky, bent thumb. Blast off. Up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train. Do you still have your M&M on your bow? If you do, grab it, throw it in the air. Yummy. Once they've done Up Like a Rocket several times and they know it really well, I'll treat them with the silly version. And the silly version I heard from a Miss Carrie Rooney Hummel, who's a very inspiring and wonderful teacher. And it goes like this. Up like a rocket, down like a radio, back and forth like a great tornado, round and round like a great big clock, land on your head, curved pinky check sock. Up like a rocket, down like a radio, back and forth like a great tornado. And those are the games I play for the bow. So again, make sure you have a nice bunny chin. Can you feel it? Haven calls. Bye, guys.